There's a certain mitzvah that we need an understanding behind. And there's something called Kiddush Hashem, like when Mekadesh Shem Shamayim, and Hilul Hashem. Now, when you desecrate Hashem's honor. Now, Kiddush Hashem, we could say, there's a lot of understandings behind this, but one of the things is that other people learn from your ways. Kiddush Hashem. When you do things and others learn from your ways, wow, this is a great Kiddush Hashem. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, you come around and somebody sees, take a lady, she's become tzniut. And another lady says, wow, if she can be tzniut, then I for sure can be tzniut. And she becomes tzniut. Wow. So you mekadesh Shem Shamayim. You elevated Hashem's name by you being good, other person learns from you. I'll never forget when I was a young boy. Never forget this. I was a young boy. And I was with a few friends. We were with a few friends. And you know how there's some things like in 7-Eleven, it's not kosher. You know what I'm talking about? Like this candy, that candy, it's not kosher. And I'll never forget, a few of the guys went, and one of them in the group tells another, oh, Kai, I just bought this. Here is extra candy bar. It wasn't kosher. Extra candy bar. Hey, here you go. And he gave it to him. And I'm there witnessing the story. Says, thank you, but no thank you. He says, what do you mean thank you, but no thank you? You don't want it? Like, candy? Who refuses candy? He says, no, you're not understanding. I only eat kosher. Oh. He said, oh. Fast forward a few weeks later, I'm with my other friend. He says, I started keeping kosher. I said, why is that? Like, what happened all of a sudden? Like, what's going on? He's like, if so-and-so can do it, I can do it. Yeah, he was Mekadesh Shem Shamayim without even knowing that he was Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. He helped others. It caused others to make Hashem's honor great. What's Kiddush Hashem? There's a lot of, again, explanations to it. When let's say, for example, a person in the army, he dies because he's a Jew, that's Mekadesh Shem Shamayim, yes. But Mekadesh Shem Shamayim as well is bringing glory to Hashem. Bringing glory to Him is the biggest thing that we need to do in our lives. Bringing honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'll never forget. I might have said this, but this is amazing. I remember when we opened up this Beit Midrash, and we were speaking to somebody, says, honestly, we need another Beit Midrash. Meaning to say, because there was like one further out, like 5, even though this place is needed, 5 places, five blocks that way, 8 blocks that way. Another one, let them walk 5 blocks, let them walk 8 blocks. But I told him like this. So how do you know Starbucks is successful? How do you know? How do you know? Maybe they're not successful. How do you know? It says when you see them on every corner, you see them at every other corner, you see them at 8 blocks radius. You know, every 8 blocks, they have a whole situation. Starbucks every 8 blocks, every 15 blocks, every 25 blocks. You see them boom, boom, boom. You can't go without a Starbucks. Now, I think they brokered a deal with Target, by the way, because every time you walk into a Target, there's always Starbucks in the store. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. You ever walk into Target? There's always a Starbucks in Target. It must be they brokered the deal. But Starbucks is everywhere. Starbucks is everywhere. Wow. Another success. They're not going to open if it's not success. Same thing I told them. They said to the guy, look, there's another Beit Midrash. There's another makom where a person can learn Torah. Shouldn't he be happy with that? This is what I told him like that. Shouldn't you be happy? Shouldn't you be thrilled? Now a guy drives down the block. What is this? Beit Midrash. Another Beit Midrash. Yes, another Beit Midrash. Wow. Hashem is booming. You understand? The Torah is booming. This is in a way of Kiddush Shem Shamayim. Kiddush Shem Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. Every other person that gets religious and this is a person who has to understand. And your deeds, the things that you do, people automatically, even though you might say, oh, who's watching me, who's looking at me, people look at you. Yeah, like the lady says, if she can meet tzniut, I can meet tzniut. If he can keep kosher, I can keep kosher. You understand what I'm trying to say? And it's very important you understand this concept. Our main goal in life is to Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. That's our main goal in life, to give honor to Hashem. That is the main goal in our lifetime. What is it? What else? What else is there? To accumulate what? To accumulate kavod, honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is it. Look, you look at Torah anytime, let's say, look how many speakers are there. Torah, all the other websites there are out there. There's always, call there's a million things, a million rabbis. Baruch Hashem, Torah is being spread around the world. It's Mekadesh Shem Shamayim, just like that, Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. That's a Kiddush Hashem right there. Wow. Look, you go on, you see speakers, all the rabbis, rabbi. Wow, this is amazing. So many rabbis in the world. Wow. This is Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. And there's another aspect called Chilul Hashem though. Chilul Hashem is the opposite. Chilul Hashem is when you're doing something that's wrong, that others learn from you. This is a Rashi in one of the Gemariyot. I forgot where it was, but I remember one of the Gemariyot explained. What's Chilul Hashem? One of the Chilul Hashem is very, very strict is when you do something that's wrong, and people are learning from you. That's the biggest Mehalel Shem Shamayim. And he says on this, it's hamur from every Avera Sheba Torah, like it says in Gemara Yuma, En Mutkaper Alam Tshuva V'Yisurim V'Yom Kippurim V'Yom Mavet. Has v'Shalom. It's like the worst. So you have to be very, very careful, Has v'Shalom, that people, if you're Has v'Shalom doing something wrong, make sure, people can learn from you, this, that. How important it is that you conduct yourself in the right way. And when you do that though, when you do conduct yourself in the right way, people will automatically learn. It becomes a trend, Even though it shouldn't be like that, it becomes a trend. Example, all of a sudden you have a group of guys learning. How does it grow? One group of guys learns, then all of a sudden he tells his friends, by the way, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm learning. Learning? What are you learning? Come, Derech Emet Torah Center. He comes in. All of a sudden he starts learning. Then another 2 guys start learning. Then before you know it, 100 people learn. How did it all start? By one group sat down, they said, let's learn. That's how everything starts, by the way. Every organization, what you think, you take the biggest yeshiva in the world. Take the biggest yeshiva in the world. How do you think it started? What's the biggest yeshiva in the world? Let's say Mir Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, Lakewood in what's it called? Lakewood Yeshiva, BMG. How do you think Lakewood started? You think it started with 5,000 people, 8,000 people? Lakewood didn't start with 8,000 people. How did it start? Started with Aaron Kalla. He got 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, and then after that, it just, understand? So it always starts with those scores, and that's why it says how important it is to be the first 10 to Minyan. Because when you're the first 10 to Minyan, you get schar. This is brought down all the Sefarim. You get schar, you get rewarded as for the whole minyan because of you were here. So since you were here, you had the minyan, you started the minyan, everybody else comes, joins. You get more schar than everybody else in that room because you were the first 10 that inaugurated, you started the minyan. Even though every day there's a minyan, let's say 7:45 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, but you were the first 10, you get reward more than anybody else coming the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, 16th, 17th. No, you know why? Because you started. You started, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's so vital. These things you don't realize when you do good. You don't know what impact it has on other people. And sometimes you'll never know. Sometimes you'll never know. You don't know the impact you have on others. This guy's getting religious. Wow, I'm going to get religious. What? And the guy comes to you. How'd you get religious? I got religious because I saw you getting religious. What, me? Yeah, he said, if you could do it, I could do it. This is a great lesson that we have to know in Mekadesh Shamayim.